Float's actually stuck there on the debris. Don't matter, just flicked it off. I want it going as close as I can to them trees, like, you know. So, what I'm going to do here now, because I've not got a lot of time. I know it looks bright sunshine, but the sun is going down type of thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull all the maggots off on this next one, if I don't get nothing here, and put a few corns on. Have one trot or two trots maybe, probably one. This is only the fourth trot, I think. Now I'll have another one or two with just corn on. And then I'll move on. Different spot. If there's a massive cloud coming there with a lot of rain. Not got my rain jacket with me neither. Oh, that's not good, is it? See up there, sun's like on the verge of being extinct with that cloud. I knew I was going to come today. I'm going to try this awkward spot here. Don't know if I'm too shallow there, to be honest. Might have to put some depth on there for another trot through. Just put some depth on there, see if that makes any difference. Often it does, like on the right day. Finger is wrecking me here, then that finger, because I've got stuck here and the wind's blowing on it. It's freezing, it's aching with cold. So I've just tried 3 other swims above me with no joy whatsoever, not even a hint of a bite. I've just come here, it was absolutely pissing down there, a real proper cloud burst, and there's nowhere to shelter here. I've not got a waterproof coat, so I was just barnjaxed. Anyway, so I'm just having a go in here now. And to be fair, I thought I'd have had a fish on there on that trap, but might be dead today, you know, I might not get nothing. You never know. I've not blanked for a long time, but there's always a first for a while, isn't there? It always happens, sooner or later. I really can't remember the last time I blanked though. Just put that bit of depth on there, see if that makes any difference. We shall see soon. Fish on. That's a relief. I just hope it doesn't come off, is all. Shouldn't have said that, should I? So I'm using a Drennan Acolyte Plus 13-foot float rod here, and I do like these massively. In fact, I think these Drennan Acolytes are my favourite float rod out of them all, and I have quite a few float rods, and I do think these are the best ones. And as I say, this is the Plus. I see people on fishing forums kind of saying they're not strong enough for barbel and that, but I've never had a problem with them and barbel. Never. Oh, so I don't know, they must be catching bigger barbel than me. I've had them like, I think the biggest I've had is it's over £12 on one of these Acolytes. I think it was just over £12, but I've had a few. This fish looks like it's been attacked on the other side of it, not that side. Have a look now, just out of curiosity. I'm also going to have to get my discordia out of my bag because I forgot about it again. Haunts me, this discordia, doesn't it? Anybody who watches the videos will know what I'm on about. Let's have a look at this thing now. Come on, kid, let's have a look here. Yeah, it's getting a hole there on its side, sealing up like. It could be a cormorant, that, it could be that, but there's no mark on the other side of it at all. And I would imagine there would have been. Anyway, I'll let that go straight away. I'll not put him keeping it in there for a minute because it's bleeding like that. It'll be alright, that will heal up. Do you know, I do think that could be a cormorant's top bill. Like I said, there's nothing on the other side though. It's okay anyway, it'll be alright, it'll heal up that. I'll have another go here. Sun's out now, nice and bright. It is low though, that's what I said when I was coming before. Not got long. I'm just hoping I've got time to nip down to another swim. Because like I said, I tried, I think it was 3 swims up there. Not a sausage, not a sign of anything. Quite depressing to be honest, but that rain then it hammered down, then I was walking down, it absolutely hammered down. I got soaked. I am actually drying out quite quickly. I've got a little like puffer waistcoat on and the material what it's made out of is really warm. It's only a dead cheap thing from Primark, but it's really warm and it dries out really quick. You know, it's brilliant. They're fantastic, them little packable puffer jackets, aren't they? Like, you know, and you don't need the expensive crap. They charge a fortune, and you get another one like for 20 quid instead of like 200 quid, and it's just as warm, or not far off anyway. You can't. Well, I've not noticed because I have a couple of expensive ones, and I have the cheap ones on. Those cheap ones from Primark or just online, you know, like they're brilliant. But you want the packable one if you get one, you know, because it squashes into a little bag, and you can shove it in your bag or hang it on the outside of it. Only snag with them is they're not waterproof, but I have a couple of waterproof jackets, very very lightweight ones, what pack up as well, and they're called Gray's lightweight wading jacket. You can get them in, like, they call it a charcoal grey, or you can get it in like a kind of a, I don't know, like a grey silvery camouflage colour, and they're fantastic. Like, if I'd had it then, which I usually do, I'd have just thrown that on. It wouldn't have mattered how hard it rained. But they were expensive at one time, and you can get them for about 50-60 quid in their tops. You know, they last for years and years. As I said, they weigh nothing. Well, they weigh something, but they're very light. They squash down. You can squash them right down to a little ball. They've got pockets on. They've got hood on. Good hood as well. Good zips. Belting. You know, I've got the stuff, but I've not brought it with me. That shows what a dork I am. So I'm only going to have this one trot here, and then I'm going to shoot off, because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of time, you know, before that sun drops. It's really, really bright. I've just looked at it there. I shouldn't have done that. I've got sunglasses on, but it wrecked. What a dickhead. I thought that was a fish then, you know. I thought it was. What do I do now? Do I leave it and let it carry on trotting through? I think there was a couple of maggots on. The corn may have come off though, I say. That's the trouble with corn. Okay, so that corn, I've just wound back in, that corn is still on. So, I'm going to put some maggots on here and have another trot. Can't even see him here. Where is it? I think it's there. Well, it's stuck on, so it must have been. This is my last trot here. I'm going to vacate. Because I think if there was anything going to oblige, it would do it. Oh yeah, it has. On cue, that one, isn't it? To oblige me, on cue. It left it late, didn't it? I was actually going to go after that. Trying to get it back in this thing again, and it's managed it. Oh, you swine. I can feel it tugging away there, but I'm going to have to have a wander down there with the landing net. They are swines for this, like. It's just when they leave it in the cover, you know, but I'd rather them leave it in the undergrowth than them. What's the got it there of that one? See, it's because they kite across. I was on about it the other day when I. Looks like its eyes bulging there. It's got Popeye on it. It really has. I'm not joking. It's got Popeyes. Don't know what's caused that. It's quite an heavy fish too, that. But it has got bulbous eyes, like. And there is a disease called Popeye. Don't like touching things when they've got diseases. If it has got a disease, it might be a reaction, might be some pollution in the river. But it's quite a nice chub too, that, size wise. It's going to be £4 plus that, isn't it, at least? I'm just looking at its eyes. So look at them eyes, kid. Yeah, they're definitely bulging out. Don't need to pick it up, so I'm not going to do. It goes anyway. There could be some chemicals in water, that or anything. Right, I've just got to this swim. I fished here the other day. I had a couple the other day, so I'm hoping that there's still something about, like. Might have to put a bit of depth on that one. I don't think we've got as much depth on as I had when I was here last time. Phew, I'm out of breath again after walking down there. That was like on the double, you know, because like I said, the sun's up there now, and it's once it starts going down like that, it don't take it long, you know, it's gone. And I only come late, like, only come for like just to try and get an hour in if I could. I haven't actually had an hour's fishing anywhere near, like, but you know, I've had some exercise, I've done a bit of walking, which can't be a bad thing, can it, for your health? That's strange how my float was rushing over to this side then. I might put a bit of depth on it. I'm not sure if it was touching bottom then, though, to be honest. I think it probably was, but I'm going to put a bit more depth on though. Anyway, just to see. Just 6-7 inches. I think it'll possibly drag under there now, I don't know. Unless it gets in that groove where it's dug out a bit. When I was here the other day, I noticed that the channel had been cut out on this side a bit. Using an Okuma reel today with this Drennan rod. These are really good reels, I like them a lot. Fantastic reels, you know, but I do like them Chris Larth reels. Come on, fish, you know, we take it out. Got no takers yet. That's what I say, before I fished that last swimmer, I just had them two. I'd fished 3 swims, I'd only had like 3 or 4 trots through each one of them. But you know, if there's a chub there, like, usually you get them on the first 1 or 2 trots, like, you know. So I usually have another couple after. I mean, if you stop there and just keep feeding, then alright, you're probably going to get one. You might even draw a group in, I don't know. I just can't be bothered, you know. I just cannot be bothered to hang about in the same place. I'd rather mooch about, you know, do a bit of walking and that. Right, where's the hook point going in here? Buried in it. Where are you, lad? Oh, there's this, I think. In fact, I want to pull that piece of corn off because I can't get the maggots on. Nose. Maze. I should be able to see that bunch of maggots in that corn, shouldn't I? Just let that get down there a bit, that stuff. Yeah, as I was saying before about these Drennan Acolyte pluses, people think or say they're undergunned for barbel, and I've been using them since they come out, virtually a couple of months after they very first come out. I've never had one snap on me, like a lot of people keep going on about, calling them snapper-lights and all kind of nonsense. I've never had one snap. And I've never had a problem catching barbel with them neither. Obviously, if it's an hit and all swim, then you might have a problem then, like, you know, but if it comes to crunch, you can always just drop your tip a bit and straighten your rod towards the fish and try and play it a bit off reel rather than snap the rod. But I've had them bend right round me many a time, and they've been great. Never had a problem with them at all. So I don't know how people are managing to break them. And it's not like I've only got one. I've got quite a few. I've got the 13s and 14 footers in these pluses. I've sold some because I had a few. Got the cart wagglers. Sold the 11 footers. Well, swapped it. Somebody wanted one. Swapped it for something, and it was a great rod. I've still got a 12-foot cart waggler, and I got one of them Free Spirit IS rods in 12 foot as well, because it was supposedly dog's ghoulies for barbel fishing and all that. And I'm not lying, it's not a patch on, well, for me anyway, it's not a patch on the Acolyte cart waggler. I think the cart waggler is just this, one of these in a shorter version, like, you know, this is a 13-foot plus. I think the cart waggler is just a 11 and 12 foot plus. And then I got when they first come out, them specimens, the specimen Acolyte, I got myself a 13-foot rod. I went out with it, and it was that nice. I got the 14-foot the week after, or a couple of weeks it took the shop owner to get it me. Absolutely brilliant. I love them, they like. And I do like the specimen because I like that extra stiffness in the midsection. And they're still super light, but they've got extra power in them. For anybody what thinks this plus is too soft or too weak for a barbel. Really good, I really like them. Good for mending your line, striking at range, you know, all a lot. Fantastic. Tell you what, this is not promising, is it? I was just thinking then I've had a fish here, but I haven't. Oh, there's a coco in it. Cock up, coco van. Not happy with that, I'm going to have to cast it in again. Sweet corn's come off now. Can't put in much more of this, I've had enough. I've got a fish on. Must have heard me. Must have heard me saying that, mustn't it? Try and keep it in the middle of the river if I can. Pull it too hard. Don't know what it's doing. It's wasted itself in something then. I'm going to try and get inside in it, I imagine. And you know it's going over that side now. I like getting them on the rod tip and then I know where I am with them. Get in there now. There we are. Let's have a look at you, kid. Oh, I don't want to be like that. Shy, ain't it? Come on, kid. It's a little one. It's just come out in there too. That's in nice condition though, isn't it, that one? No marks on it, no Popeye. I felt sorry for the helmet Popeyes, it was quite a decent sized fish too, that. I'll stick this one straight back in. Not leaving the land in it, mud. So I had that one, I'll have another shot down there since I had that. I'm only going to have another one or two shots though, and then I'm going to shoot because I can see a lot of clouds coming. I've got quite a long walk going back, and I'd rather do it in dry than in wet. Let's get this fill up with maggots again. Let's trouble with maggots, it takes ages filling your hook up. Especially when you're like me and you can't resist putting about 20 on. I always do though. Unless there's a specific reason not to. Big bunch of maggots gets anything from a minnow to a big barbel. Getting some bumping about in distance. It sounds like, I don't know if it's thunder or what. Thor bashing his hammer around. It's funny, isn't it? Very often I'll say I'm going to go after this trot and I get a fish on that trot line. I don't think it's going cooler. I'd say it was 7 degrees when I set out, when I was in car when I got here. The wind made it feel a lot worse, though, a lot colder. But I imagine it's either the same now or a degree either side of it. It's not as cold as the other day when I was here and temperature dropped. I think it's because there's a bit of cloud cover, like. So it floats about what? I'd say a good 60 yards away there. Still see it. No problem actually. Okay, I've just strode out that trot where I thought was about 70 yards. Just out of curiosity, like, you know. Anyway, it was 85 yards or 85 strides like this one I'm doing here, and that is like, hang on, so that is from the back of my heel to my toe. That's at least a yard. So yeah, it was 85 yards, you know, and I could have seen it a lot further than that too. So last time I was here, and I said I was messing about werewolves. And I didn't want to go home in dark. Check that out. Looks like teeth marks on that. It looks like a werewolf's had that, doesn't it? Sheep's leg and that, and shoulder blade. Oh, and then up here, the werewolf has left the rest of it, like. I better get a move on, Hannah. More remains, like. Oh, look what they've done, them werewolves. Not recommended, is it, hanging about around here? Best get a move on. Blimey. There's another one of its victims. There we are, that's the skyline again, same spot as I was last time I made the video. That was last Tuesday, this is Sunday. There's some cloud cover there though, which is keeping the temperatures from plummeting, I think. Got some nasty big black ones here coming over me. So I'm going to have to make a move in a sec. I don't want to get soaked again like I did when I got here. Absolutely hammered down. Oh, crouched down then, that's why I made that noise. My knees. Yeah, I've done all the walking, haven't I? Most of my time here today, like in that hour and a half, has been walking. I think it's an hour and a half, it might be less. I've probably done about half an hour's fishing, maybe just a bit more or a bit less, I really don't know, but not a lot anyway. As I said, most of my time was spent walking between swims. I got the 3 fish, so didn't blank, which is always a good thing, isn't it? Nothing worse than walking back, isn't there, not, and you've not caught that. But anyway, that's not happened, so I'm not quite as miserable as I would have been if I'd blanked. Right, just before I go, I'm going to say thanks to everyone for watching, and thanks to everybody who subscribed and put a thumbs up. You know, I much appreciate that, I really do as well, I mean that. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I will see you again next time out. Thanks again, see ya. Oh no, it struck again.